But wait, Joe. I like feminine women.
I like feminine women also. Feminists are fucking retards.
Hot take.
It's not a hot take, though. That should be a cold as fuck take.
Show me what a feminist looks like!
This is what feminist looks like!
Show me what a feminist looks like!
This is what feminist looks like!
Did you just assume my gender? You said white man.
Okay, I see your point there.
How do you know I'm not a woman?
I see your point.
You need to check your white privilege, your white female privilege.
Hey, welcome brothers to the Godspeed podcast. What's up,
Joseph. What's up, bro?
Oh, you know,
What's new, man?
bro, just living the dream over here in Nevada.
Okay.
Nevada.
Okay.
Bro, if you're here and you say Nevada to like a townie or a local, they get upset. It's
okay.
Nevada. Nevada.
It's like Californians when you call it Cali. We don't call it Cali. It's
What happened? What happened on that side of your vision?
my assistant's being retarded. It's fine.
Your assistant. Your assistant.
Dude, I saved this person's life the other day.
Oh.
Saved their life.
Okay, how? What happened? Why should we believe you?
They were like kind of dizzy, sat down like they're gonna faint. Were sweating profusely. I remembered they had mentioned being diabetic. I said, "Hey, why don't we test your blood sugar level?" And they were at a 30.
Oh,
So I got them a glass of orange juice.
nice.
Brought
Like,
them right
freshly
back to life.
squeezed or
No, freshly
processed?
pasteurized, processed,
Freshly processed.
bottled
Freshly
in
bottled
plastic.
a few months ago in plastic, beating in the
So,
sun. Anyway,
Come to think
that's
of it,
good.
I may have killed them.
I thought you just said you
know-
saved their life. Why'd you go from saving
Well,
their life
now
to
that-
killing them?
We're talking about it now. I gave them pasteurized, processed, probably sucrose. Sucrose. How do you pronounce it? Fake sugar infused orange drink into a plastic bottle with microplastics.
Fructose?
Fructose. Yeah, I may have fucking killed this guy. Holy shit!
Bro, you might have.
Wow, that took a turn.
You're so proud of yourself, too. When
Was
it comes out,
you ruin everything? It's fine.
you're unbelievable.
Okay, what's up, man?
What's up with what? What do you mean?
What are we doing today?
Today's episode is a touchy subject for listen.
Oh, you son of a bitch!
I love women. I do. This
Oh.
episode is not knocking women. It's knocking feminism, which is fucking
Okay.
stupid.
But wait, Joe, I like feminine women.
I like feminine women also. Feminists are fucking retards.
Hot take.
It's not a hot take, though. That should be a cold as fuck take.
Can you explain?
Yeah, well, that's what this episode's going to be about.
Oh, good. Because I'm confused already.
You like feminists?
I like feminine women.
I like feminine women
I
also.
like-
That's the whole point.
I-
Feminists aren't
li-
feminine women. They're fucking man-hating.
See, that's where they get you because the name represents something so delicate and soft and, like feminism. Like, yes, I want a woman to be feminine and I
Yeah.
want her to want to be feminine. So right now I'm for feminism.
That you're mistaking two completely different subjects.
Also, let's talk about it. I don't want women to suffer anymore. I think we should bring back women's suffrage or stop women's suffrage.
Bro, we're actually going to go into a little bit about that too.
I don't want them to suffer. So
You're retarded. You might be a little feminist. Oh my god, dude! Check this out! Oh, this is brilliant. Okay, so people don't like when you say retard, right?
right.
So anytime I want to call someone a retard, I'm just going to call them a feminist, and it'll mean the same thing. Right. Oh my god, bro, that's so good.
I get 50% of commissions on every shirt you sell. I help you get to this idea.
How did you help me get to the idea?
You're not retarded. You're just feminist.
Oh, I called you. Oh.
Uh-huh.
I guess you did help me because you were the subject.
You
were the subject of ridicule.
You said you might be a little feminist. All right. Why don't we get into it, man?
All right. Again, this is... All right. I'm not going to say it again. Fuck that. I want to show this window down here. Okay. Do you see her?
Is that a her? Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
I see them.
All right.
I see they, them.
No. Nope. Start over.
Start
over. Nope. Start over. All right.
Do better.
There you go. All right. Let's start this. Starting right now. Hold on. Where are we going here?
Feminism is literally the destruction of our society. Society really cheated women in convincing them that they are like it is their world. If you are asking a woman to close herself in the sense that, no, I could do it on my own. I'm going to be independent. I don't need no man. Like all of this kind of what that does is it shields away a woman from being her true divine self.
All right. Here's the next video.
Okay.
This might shock you because I also thought the same for a very, very long time, that the people who created feminism actually were nice people who wanted the best for everyone and just wanted equality. Okay, here's what really happened. So Kate Millett, she was an American feminist, author and artist. She is the founder of the National Organization for Women. Her sister, Mallory, was invited to one of the first meetings that established the National Organization for Women. So this is a feminist group that has been around since the start of the feminist movement, and they basically pioneered the whole movement. At this meeting, they gathered around a large table with Kate Millett, the chairperson, and she opened the meeting with the following back and forth recitation. So this is how the beginning of the meeting went. Why are we here today, she asked. To make revolution, they answered. What kind of revolution? The cultural revolution. How do we make cultural revolution? By destroying the American family. How do we destroy the family? By destroying the American patriarch. And how do we destroy the American patriarch? By taking away his power. And how do we do that? By destroying monogamy. And how do we destroy monogamy? By promoting promiscuity, eroticism, prostitution, and homosexuality.
Come on.
So this proceeded with a long discussion on how to advance these goals by establishing the National Organization of Women. Leader's sister says, it was clear they desired nothing less than the utter deconstruction of Western society.
So that's from a feminist, the original feminist meeting. And what point are we at now? I think we're at the end of that whole long fucking list. That's what feminism is. It's to destroy families, 100%. It's not to empower women. It's to turn women into boss bitches and not wanting families, independent women. And that's not attractive to men. Men don't give a fuck about your career. We're happy that you succeed. We want you to succeed. We want you to be happy in your succession. But I don't care where you work. Go work at McDonald's. Women, on the other hand, would never date a dude that worked at McDonald's. Well, that's not true. There are some women that would. But what I'm saying is the majority of women want a man that can provide, which is normal because that's the attraction, you know what I mean? Like, men are attracted to femininity and women are attracted to masculinity, and masculinity is being a provider.
Right, and protector.
Yeah, so
they want to feel safe and taken care of.
Yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense.
And most men also want to feel taken care of, but not like that, in a different way. Like, we want to be... Right.
Exactly.
I don't want somebody else taking care of me like that. I don't want to feel protected.
Yeah.
I want to do the protecting.
Dude, so I've been in spots where I didn't have a fucking job and couldn't find a fucking good job, and my fucking girlfriend was paying for tons of shit, I felt like the biggest fucking chump. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Horrible. But
One might call it emasculating.
yeah, only the correct word for the episode.
Look at me. I did browse an encyclopedia today.
Yeah.
Just trying to get my word game up.
But feminism has made your word game. Feminism has made women want to be the career, and not have kids and focus on the career. But do you know how many friends I have who didn't want kids until they got older, and now they had kids and got married when they never ever wanted that shit? Because as a woman matures, she realizes that she wants family and shit, and she gets away from this fucking nonsense that feminism is fucking shoving down their throats.
It's coincidental. I've seen a lot of females post on social medias talking about how they're pissed off at feminists for ruining a good thing.
They have a couple of videos.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm jumping.
No, you're good. Please
but
go on.
But it's fucking hilarious because, yeah, man. Even if going back to the 1950s, right? Most like the average man could provide for a family of 4 on his salary.
Yeah.
Right, on one person's salary. Right. That was
own the house.
Was set up. Yep.
2 cars.
Yep.
Bro.
On one salary. Now, if we look at society, good luck living in California without a double income.
Yeah.
Good luck. You know what I mean? It's tough.
Yeah.
So.
I'm with you there, bud. All right, let's get into another.
Okay.
Video.
Let's dabble some more. I found the word dabble today, so I'm gonna try dabbling and using new language, new words.
We're excited.
Good for you.
Good for you.
Or
Good
me.
for you. All right. Here's the next video. You freak show.
First wave feminism sought to give women men's rights without men's responsibilities. Second wave feminism sought to reduce or eliminate women's responsibilities. And third wave feminism seeks to increase men's responsibilities. And that's really the way I see it. When all the mixed messages are tallied up, we find that men can't win for losing. They still bear the majority of the burdens they did 100 years ago. To one degree or another, they are still expected to pay on the first date and onward, even months or years into the relationship. Still expected to be the higher earner in the relationship. Still expected to pay most or all of the household bills. Still expected to be at least as educated as their female partner, if not more. Still expected to be the one to buy the ring and to buy the flowers and then to buy the chocolates on Valentine's Day. Still expected to put themselves between a woman and any danger. Still expected to take responsibility for themselves and others, especially women and children. The primary difference is they aren't allowed to expect any thanks, gratitude, respect, status, or reward for it. In fact, these expectations in the current zeitgeist aren't a continuation of the traditional masculine roles of yesteryear. They only exist so men can atone for their collective historical wrongdoings. That's why.
You heard that?
Yeah, it's sounds like a double standard almost.
Yeah. It's I think I have a video about it. It's called Hoflation.
Hoflation.
That's really what it's called.
Okay.
So like men are still expected to do all the things we've always been expected to do, but women aren't expected to do anything anymore. So we're expected to, sounds horrible, but like we're expected to pay a higher price for a lesser product. That's just an analogy. Jesus. It makes sense though.
No, it does. Yeah,
that's what inflation is. Hoflation. Yeah. But that's modern women, and I don't mind talking about that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Interesting. I never thought a higher price for a lesser product. That's why.
And I'm not talking about all women. I'm not.
No, of course you can't be talking about all women because there's still some good ones out there.
Yeah.
But holy shit! So we're still we still have all the same roles and responsibilities.
Yeah.
but we get less for
But
it.
I've seen there's a bunch of YouTube videos where guys will walk around campus and like the whatever videos. They don't do those videos anymore, but like they do pranks, or like a guy will go up and ask like 15 women out or whatever, like, you know, where they're on campus asking questions and shit like that. There's a ton of women with like feminine dudes. Like, doesn't make any sense.
What do you mean by feminine dudes?
Like, feminist guys.
Oh, guys who are feminist.
Yeah. But they're like not masculine at all. They're like feminine. Which I guess would make sense if the chick is a feminist.
Right.
I don't know. Yeah.
What do you think leads those guys to that personality type or that belief system?
Atrazine in the lunches growing up.
Oh, you think it's chemically related?
Yeah.
You don't think it's like what is it? How do they call it? Where you do something and you're trying to achieve a result, so you act a certain way, or like
actor,
something reinforcement. I don't know, but like he wants to be looked at like he's for women.
Oh,
or for women, and then so he acts a certain way, and then gets a response from that woman or a certain type of woman.
Yeah,
which reinforces that behavior, and it turns them into whatever it is that you want to call them.
Yeah, whatever it is you want to call them. Well, you hate the word beta, so I don't want to use the word beta.
Well, no, I just don't like the whole alpha beta thing. It's just like I feel like it's getting played out by guys and girls, and I don't know. I think it's a generic way to classify people.
I think it's a nice way to classify them.
Well, I mean, beta's better than faggot.
Hey, exactly, dude. That's why I say it exactly. You knew the word I was disguising.
If you're gonna say it, just say it, bro.
Like I'm trying to be a nicer human.
But like, you know, just be like, oh, he's a beta is like
accurate.
I don't know, dude. I know some gay guys that are fucking alpha males that are fucking gay. You know what I mean? Like,
fucking
go
gay.
to jail and you'll see some gay ass or some alpha ass gays, bro. So I don't think you can quantify or like put them. You can't cover up faggot with beta. Or, you know what I mean? It's just not the same.
That's it. It's cool if you're gay. I got gay friends in jail.
In jail. Oh my
I
God.
have a lot of friends who are gay in jail. Okay, next video.
Okay.
The ultimate goal of the elite for driving women towards careers and promiscuity was to destroy traditional family values. The powers that be understand that a child without a stable childhood is their greatest asset in furthering their agenda. So how do we increase the probability of children growing up in unstable homes? By indoctrinating young girls with feminist views and thus destroying the natural social cohesion between the two sexes. Feminists have damaged the relationship between men and women so severely that the institution of marriage has become irresolute. It is a radical, bigoted movement which has made it even more difficult for not only men to progress in society, but also for women themselves.
Yeah, it's like it's a mixture of feminists plus you know what our government has done to the black communities. If I've seen so many people talk about it, but if you look at the black community, I think it was in, I don't even know, maybe it was in the, I'm getting the timelines wrong, but they had the highest trajectory to become successful in this country, and then the American government made it easy for black women to get rid of black men out of the household. And
was it just black women? It was all women.
Right, but they targeted the black communities specifically. It was during the Malcolm X timeline, right, in era. Because, and then once you remove the father out of, you know, they pretty much paid the women with welfare to keep the fathers out of the home, which creates a disrupted family nucleus.
Yeah, destroying the nuclear family. That's one of the.
Yeah.
That's one of the fucking.
But
Marxists.
also inject 100%, and then injecting feminism, right? Also furthers that agenda.
Yep.
Anyways,
dude,
sorry, just
they're
thinking
trying to
about
destroy the traditional family values. They want depopulation. And they're succeeding.
Comes back to they.
It does, because they're making men feminine, they're making women masculine, they're stopping women from wanting to have children until it's too late. Like, it's fucked up. Here's this lady.
The problem with feminism
Oh,
and women's
Christina,
movement,
on your show
it didn't
here.
account for becoming a mother. Gloria Steinem, God bless her. I don't hate these people. I'm just saying Gloria never had babies. So how the fuck do we do what the men are doing and be a good mother?
Yeah.
It's so hard to do both at the same time.
Yeah,
It's almost impossible.
Well, it's almost like those traditional gender roles exist for a reason.
Oh, you mean like thousands of years of evolution
They've
and
naturally
biology?
happened this way.
Yeah.
And just because the modern world took its turn and evolved to what it is,
Yeah.
it really doesn't negate what thousands of years kind of dictated.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you find that like a lot of women, it's the problem isn't the choice to be like, I want to be, it's the looking down on it.
That's what's fucked
It's the
up.
criticism, the pretentiousness.
Yeah.
Oh
And I
my
feel like
God,
that's
it's all
kind
your
And it is
favorite
probably
people.
stronger in a city like New York,
Yeah.
where they're like, oh, you can't fucking do both. Like, it's like,
But I also feel like there's a little bit of self-hatred there.
yeah.
It's like, I think some women are kind of envious of the fact that these other women have children and families and this other purpose and this thing to live for.
Yeah.
And they've dedicated their entire life to, working at this job that they might not even fucking like.
Right.
But they got that VP title.
Yeah.
But now they're
I know.
45 with the VP title, and all their friends have these beautiful families. They can't go out to dinner every Tuesday.
Right.
They're busy. Yeah, maybe they feel kind of like lied to or manipulated.
Just what we were just saying.
Dude, that's why, bro. I'm telling you, man. Comedians are the modern day truth tellers, bro.
You calling me a truth teller?
Well,
I'm a bit of a comedian myself.
you are a little tiny itty bitty bit. Dude, remember that time you went and got on stage and did that set?
No.
Yeah, me neither. I'm still waiting for you to do it.
I did write an entire comedy set.
I know you did.
And it's pretty funny.
It was. Still waiting to go applause.
I'm not fat anymore, so a lot of the jokes aren't going to work. You can go on stage with a fat suit.
And then take it off throughout the set.
Yeah.
Feel like you're revealing you're a peacock. You're revealing yourself. Float your feathers, peacock.
Okie dokie. Here's this old broad.
I was a feminist when feminism was about equality, about leveling the playing field, giving women an opportunity to find their rightful place, particularly in the public world, which was tremendously important and exciting when we achieved that. But what feminism today, to me, is all about advantaging women at the expense of men. And it's become very much caught up in the demonisation of males, presenting them always at a disadvantage. And I don't want to have any part of that. I was writing recently about boys' education, which is something I've written about for many decades. And I came across an article I wrote 40 years ago where we just started to notice how badly boys were doing vis-a-vis girls. I mean, we'd had 10 years of programs trying to help girls do better in schools, which was fantastic. And a lot of girls who had been held back by traditional assumptions about, girls not speaking up and girls not doing well in maths were now beginning to shine, which is a fantastic thing. But what was becoming very obvious is there were also a lot of boys falling behind and not achieving their potential. We have really very much feminist ideology infiltrating all our education systems, systematic programs to continue to advantage girls, and no one taking any notice of the fact that boys are falling out in huge numbers.
Right.
Yeah, I could, I can see that.
G-Men. The education system. What did Trump just get rid of? The Department of Education. Did he just
Oh, they got rid of it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they just removed the shit out of that, which is amazing.
Holy smokes!
Yeah.
Yeah, it should have been a program, not a whole department.
Oh, dude, school
back when it happened.
Schools should be fucking. They should be taught it by neighborhoods and like communities and like. I don't know how to do it, but it's all indoctrination. None of it's fucking correct anymore. So
yeah, it's taking a turn. One might
a little bit.
You know what I just noticed?
What?
You know what I noticed?
What?
What's behind me on my wall? On my wall.
Hats.
What's behind you on your wall?
Hat.
I just noticed we're so similar.
There's one hat on the wall. Oh, I got hats up there, but they're not on camera.
Dude. We're like we got a matching ass studio set up here.
There's one hat on my wall right now.
It's like we're the same person, Joe.
It's like we're twins.
Yeah, go ahead, say
All
it.
right.
Embrace it, man. It's fun.
This is a longer clip.
Okay, I'll buckle up.
Buckle up. So feel free to talk through it, and I'll just I'll put it up in the corner when you feel you have something to say. I'll pause it, okay? Maybe I won't put it up in the corner. I'll just pause it when you talk. Okay.
A lot of people think I'm insane because I don't think women should vote. Everybody thinks I'm crazy for this opinion. If anything, this is probably my most extreme opinion. 90% of women have been on birth control. 1 out of 3 women has had an abortion. 1 out of 3 women has an STD. Average body count is over 5, so your average wife has slept with over 5 people. 95% of women are not virgins on their wedding days. So I understand the complaint.
Okay, well, Paul joins me alongside political journalist Ava Santini, who was nodding furiously along there to everything she heard. Okay, look, you're talking about women predominantly, which is why you've got this big following. And your view is that modern feminism is deeply flawed. I would argue a lot of your proposals, like taking the vote away from women, are deeply regressive. Why would you want to remove, just from yourself, the right to vote?
Well, what happened was I had the same view, right? Back when I started, I was like, why? I found out that only 5% of women wanted the right to vote. And I couldn't figure out, like, why would women not? No, it's true. It's true.
At the time. Because they've been conditioned by men to think that they shouldn't have a vote.
I mean, that's what they say. But, I started reading their writings, right? And what I found out was that the reason a lot of women advocated for it was because they believed it was the beginning of the breakdown of the family. Before you became one in marriage, 85% of people were married. And, I hate to say it, but they were right. What has happened 100 years later?
What's that going to do with them having the vote?
Well, it also goes back to responsibility. Again, men are 80 to 90% of the military. They run all of the infrastructures that make society run. So I just think if we want an equal say in society, then be equal. Do 50% of the hard jobs. Be 50% of the military. In the U.S., they're fined $250,000 if they don't join selective service, which is essentially the draft.
Okay, but specifically on the vote, what would having the right to vote have to do with family cohesion, for example?
Well, because again, before you weren't trying to divide a family. It was one family unit. You had one vote for the family. I mean, I don't think it's good for a family to have 2 votes.
Ava, your mouth seems to have dropped about.
Do you know when it's
I know.
It's just sort of a bit galaxy brain. I feel like, the stats that you're putting down are perhaps correct in some universe.
Which stats?
They just kind of don't really add up. I mean, just to take you back to the to the women's writings that you've allegedly read. I mean,
allegedly? What do you mean allegedly?
At the time that you're talking about, women weren't really allowed to write. They weren't allowed to go to school.
Yes, they were.
Right.
Yes, they were. That's incorrect. The first female property owner was in the 1600s. The idea that women couldn't work and couldn't.
I'm so sorry, but that would be inherited property.
The first female millionaire was in the late 1800s.
And was that inherited?
No, it wasn't. It was self-made. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. She was just. Yes, she did not inherit it.
What law permitted that?
What
law permitted that?
Well, there was no law. I mean, there's always been women that were influential in history.
Let's get on to the vote. So what I don't understand is, apart.
I love how she just changed the subject.
Yeah, so that's a I don't know if you know, but that's a tactic to winning arguments. Is one start with questions that don't really matter, or to get the person thinking about one topic or one subject and question, things that they've said. And then as soon as they come back with facts or something, is to quickly pivot onto something more pressing. That way they can't just focus on the big picture.
That's how most of my flat Earth conversations go, bud.
I'm just saying that's how.
I'm just saying
it's an argument tactic.
Yeah.
Mind you, that I've noticed a lot of women know and are good at that argument tactic.
I mean,
in my personal life, you know, I've known a couple women, 2 or 3, and a lot of them have using this tactic against me.
Have you ever gotten an argument with a woman and then she'll bring up something that happened a while ago into the argument?
Right.
It's like, we're not even arguing about that.
Let's think about that for a minute, and then as soon as you start processing that and recalling details and then wham, right back to the subject at hand, so they can hammer you on that. Yeah, I know, I've been there.
Yeah, I love women.
Believe all women.
Don't believe all women. I love women, but don't believe all women. That's a fucking joke right there.
Okay, keep going.
Your message, I've researched you today, and hang on a minute. Okay. Your big push is that you care about men and you don't think that men are getting enough of a say. But hang on, I haven't made the point yet. Because of feminism, okay? What I wonder is when you start making calls out like repeal the 19th, women shouldn't be allowed to vote, how is that helping young men? Because these young men have women in their lives, they have mothers, they have sisters, they have teachers, and they turn around, they don't know how to act around women because you're giving them license to be misogynistic.
I wouldn't call it misogynistic, I say be equal. So again, men do all of that. Well then, okay, I'd love for the feminists, please apply for the oil rigs. Please go do the hard jobs in society. They're open, they're hiring, because I don't think men or women are equal until we do the equal work. So no, listen, go apply to be on the oil rigs, go be a plumber, go be an electrician, go be on the front lines of the military, and then we should have equal rights. But until feminists are willing to do that, I don't believe we should have the freedom without the responsibility.
Okay, well, I don't think that I'm physically built for that. You might be, but I'm absolutely not.
You
said you were a volleyball. You said you were a volleyball player, and so you've got more strength than I do. I don't think. But I don't have more strength than the average man. I don't
have more strength than the average man. But again, it goes back to go be a plumber. You want to be equal, go be equal.
You want divorce to be made illegal.
Yes.
Why?
Yes, because I don't think what we have today is really marriage. What is marriage? It's for better or for worse, for richer or for poor, in sickness and in health, till death do us part. That's what marriage is supposed to be. But feminists have ruined marriage for the people that actually believe in marriage.
How?
When there's a 50% divorce rate and the average marriage
is 8 years. Why is it all down to the women, though?
I didn't say that it was all down to the women.
So why feminists?
You asked why I want divorce to be banned.
Yeah.
Can I finish that first? So I'm saying, the people that believe in divorce, go be in long-term relationships. Leave marriage for the people that actually believe in for better or for worse, for richer or for poor, in sickness and in health, till death do us part.
But doesn't the sanctity of marriage also rely on the woman being a virgin? So you wouldn't be able to get married.
What do you mean?
Well, you've spoken quite openly about how you're not a virgin, and so if you want to preserve that sanctity of marriage,
I
just think that you're upholding standards that you don't actually live by.
And that's a fair complaint. I wish I was, but we can't go back. I don't know what you want me to say.
No, but I just don't think it's fair that you get to be here and you get to be paid for your views, and you're telling other women that they shouldn't be allowed to.
I think.
Hang on. Okay, if I may, at some stage jump in. Isn't the whole point of being a feminist though that women are entitled to have their own views?
Absolutely.
So she's perfectly entitled to her views.
Yeah, but you can't.
You might not like them.
But I'm here to challenge.
Isn't she exercising her rights as a? Are you a feminist?
No, I am not.
Really?
No, don't go that far.
You don't want to be a feminist?
No, because I think if feminists really believed in equality, but you guys don't, I would love for you. There is an oil rig hiring. There is an engineering.
I would actually love to see Ava Santana on an oil rig.
Seriously. There is a building being built next to my building. Go do it, feminists. Go do it. And me, I'm doing the same job that I'm doing right now.
When you find the man you want to get married to, are you saying you will be with that man whatever happens the rest of your life?
Yes, for the vows that we're supposed to live by.
How do you know you can keep them?
I mean, I think it's a choice. And that's the thing, women are so willing to leave marriages because they're not happy. This is not about happiness. The most important thing is the children. And the problem is we have a modern society where it's me, my feelings, leave when I feel like it, instead of doing what's best for the kids.
Hey, but I've got to say, it's a little bit listening to Andrew Tate, where some of it I really don't agree with. I don't agree with the vote stuff. When I hear things like that, I think there'll be a lot of people, especially older generation women perhaps, who think, you know what, she's got a point.
Well, I mean, I believe in agency, so I think that if a woman is going to look after her children doing divorce, that's absolutely fine. I also believe in your right to speak your mind about it. What I don't understand,
I'd like to say, even before the 1920s, women could speak openly. This idea that women couldn't talk the last 500 years. There have been women throughout history.
The American state education system has failed before, and it's failing now.
There have been women throughout history that have read, written, and been very influential in society.
Okay.
So this idea like women could never do it.
Do you know what I don't understand though is when it gets spiteful, okay? Because you put down a few arguments that I think are perfectly, like, you know, they're kind of evangelical and they're Christian, but those are your right to say it. What I don't understand is when it kind of seeks into this sort of, you call women fat, you say that they shouldn't have abortions, you say that they have STDs. You know,
I mean, the question is, are they fat? Yes or no? The average American woman is 170 pounds. That's objectively overweight.
I mean, let's be honest. We now celebrate morbid obesity as some kind of body positive thing, and it is complete nonsense. So, actually, on that point again, there's a bit of truth in that.
This is the problem.
How have we come to celebrate morbid obesity as body positive?
We're not talking about morbidly.
It's fun. I think she goes into it, but like on one of her episodes, she calls this one chick like fat and unmarried or fat and divorced or some shit. I don't know. Anyway, let's go back to it.
She has a lot of good points. I kind of agree with this guy. I don't agree with the voting thing. Like, I think women should be able to vote, but
they're not letting her actually explain her crux of it, though. It's
I get it. She wants, one household, one vote. That whole thing, like she said earlier.
And that what she said was true. I don't know if I got another clip of it, but women's suffrage. Most women didn't want the right to vote.
Right.
They were against it. And it was all about.
Well, they still have the right not to vote. It's it's not like they took anything, or it's not like they're forcing.
They split the families is what they wanted. They wanted to split the families. The family decision. They wanted to split it up, so it would basically nullify.
But also create some sort of another layer of another layer within the household of potential destruction of the nuclear family.
Yeah, more arguments
right?
and yeah.
Yep. I get it. She's a wild bitch, though. I fucks with her.
Yeah, it's
even if I don't agree with it. I like hearing people with wild views or people who go against the grain, man. I'm for that shit. Speak your mind. Speak your truth.
She's her name's Pearl. I can't remember her last name, but it's just Pearly Things on Instagram.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go give her a follow.
Instead of just girly things, just Pearly Things.
Yeah.
So I was actually watching your podcast earlier, and you spoke to someone who was, I would say, probably a size 12, and you called her fat, obese, and a divorcee.
She was fat, obese, and a divorcee. I mean, I don't know what to say. This is the thing, women, we don't want to live in reality. We don't want to say things that are true. Was she fat? Yes. Was she a divorcee? Yes. These things are just objective facts.
Okay, I'm going to have to objectively...
And she insulted me first. They always...
I'm going to have to objectively end the debate, but it was an interesting conversation. I think we should get you two back together as a matter of urgency. Thank you very much.
She insulted me first.
Hold on. On that, right? When we were talking equality, why is it perfectly okay to tell a guy that he's fat, but you can't tell a woman that she's fat?
Exactly. I thought they wanted equality.
If we're talking equality, we speak to men very harshly and speak to men with truths.
Yeah.
Women won't date guys under 6 foot tall. Ew. But if I go, I'm not going to date a girl over 150 pounds. What?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah. I'm with it, bro.
Let's do we really want? Do you really want equality? You know what I mean? So
I don't think they do.
I don't think so either.
We're on the same page. All right, so we're gonna do part 2 because we still got some shit left. So we're already 40 minutes in. So Godspeed.
Godspeed.
You've reached the offices of the Godspeed podcast. We are currently closed. Please leave your information and someone will return your call within 24 business days. Thank you.
I want to coin the term woked into a circle because I feel like that has been happening a lot lately. People will feminist or girl boss themselves into actually hating other women. Let me explain. Let me explain. The whole girl dinner thing, people being is girl dinner offensive? Are we thinking that girls are dumb for liking girl dinner? A girl came up with girl dinner. A literal girl came up with the term girl dinner. And then a shit ton of other girls were like, oh, I eat girl dinner. I do girl math. I do these girly things. And then other girls, mostly older middle-aged feminists, were like, what? Girls came up with a thing that other girls talk about and relate to, and that's somehow a problem. I made a video about girl packing for a trip, and I got a handful of comments that are like, well, I just bring a backpack and a Ziploc bag. I'm a girl and I'm not stupid enough to pack like that. Have you been picked? Have you been picked?